afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to today's vlog. I hope you guys are doing awesome during this December, this holiday season. It is gorgeous right now here in New Orleans. The temperature is just absolutely gorgeous. And I hope it is the same for wherever you are. Now, I wanted to come and do a new video because the last time I was with you guys was the day that I picked up my new car purchase. Of course, it's not a new car, it's new to me. It's a car that I had when I was a teenager, and ever since then I regretted the day that I sold it. And so I have been searching for years to find just the right one, and I did that 3 months ago. And so today's video is to give you just an update in the car, and again, a little more in-depth look at the car. And what car am I speaking about? Well, it is my 1985 Pontiac Fiero with only 38,000 original miles. The car is impeccable. And so what I want to do today is just take you around the car, show you the car, tell you all the things that have gone well with the car over the last 3 months, some of the things that maybe I need to work on. With that said, let me take a close. All right, so here is the exterior of the car. As I said, it is a base model. It's a 4-cylinder. It is the 85 model. The only thing on this car that is not original are the rims, which one day I will get the original rims on here, but this is how it was purchased. And as you can tell, this car, in terms of the body, there's absolutely nothing that needs to be done to it. One of the best things about the Fiero when it was made was that it was made out of plastic. They did that for cost-effective reasons. Of course, the panels would be easy to replace in moments of accidents. It was also easier to manufacture, especially in the 80s. And so for this reason, you know, I can't say anything bad about the exterior of the car. The paint is the original paint. You can tell there's not a scratch or a dent. The paint is actually still very shiny all the way along the sides. The molding is all intact. It's not missing anything. All of the glass is still the original side glasses, which these usually have a tendency to crack, especially when it's out in the sun, especially over years. But in this case, these are in absolute perfect shape. Same thing on this side. Again, you can't see any scratches or dents or breaks or anything of that sort. All the trim, as I mentioned, is still in perfect shape all around the car, as well as even under, you know, the side skirts on the bottom. I just, you know, again, can't state enough the shape it is, and I hope the pictures do it justice. So what I'm gonna do now is take you on the inside of the car, show you the interior, and then once we do that, I'll show you underneath the hood and the trunk, look at a motor, and we'll do a cold start up and give you a little bit more insight. All right, now here is the interior. This is, again, as I mentioned, the basic model, so it doesn't have any power locks or power steering. It's got the old crank windows, as many of the cars back in the day had. It's got the gray interior with charcoal gray carpets. You can see the door panels are just perfect. Not a scratch on them, not a crack in the fake leather. Getting into the dashboard. Same thing, you know, one of the things I thought was great about this car is the fact that the dash was in such great shape. You know, being out in the sun, I don't know where this car originally came from. I bought it from Pennsylvania, so I don't know if it was kept in a garage or not, but as you can see, you know, there's just not a blemish on this, not a scratch, not a dent, not a crack, anything of that sort. A little discoloration on the speaker panels, which can be replaced, but that's not bad. Going down to the radio, it is an automatic, which I would have preferred the standard, but I like the ease of driving an automatic. It has the original AFM stereo cassette tape, which does work. Does have air condition, which still works and is ice cold. Of course, living in New Orleans, that's one of the must. Does have the original gauge cluster and steering wheel. Does have tilt wheel, which is good, of course, for somebody like me that's a little bit taller. Ashtrays, which cars nowadays don't even have ashtrays. And of course, the cigarette lighter, which again, cars for the most part don't have these days. Only negative of this car is, of course, no cup holders. Not that big of a deal. Here is the strap for paperwork, which most people really didn't use. It's more of a decoration, anything with the Pontiac, the Phoenix logo. And then back here, is a center console, which would pretty much be what the glove compartment would be, where you would keep insurance records and things of that sort. Going down to the seats, seats have never even looked like they've been sat in. You know, one of the things that Fiero's had an issue with was right here when people would get in and out over time, they would wear, especially on these panels. But the fact that these seats give you a close-up look at the material, they are clean without spots or stains, which is actually awesome. It's a Christmas decoration leave there. And original floor mats, as you can tell. Do have the original carpet underneath. Floor mats are still in great shape. Overall, again, really can't complain. Now, going back to the driver's side, which I'll show you, give you a close-up of, you know, the cluster. We'll show you the mileage. Right now, it has 38,716 original miles, which is just unbelievable for a car this age. Turn signals, really don't have a scratch on it. Driver's seat, again, fabric still in great shape. The only thing about this car that could use some updating of the speakers are inside the headrest. For those that don't really know too much about the Fiero, the only issue is it's a little bit hard to replace those, and after years, of course, they start to get a little staticky, a little run-down sounding, but they still work. I'll put the radio on in a second. Got your side panel, still got the Fiero logo and name. You know, the door jambs are absolutely spotless. And again, you know, the driver's panel. The only negative is the turn signal starting to pop up a little bit. Not turn signal, I'm sorry. The side mirrors is starting to pop up. That's something that's going to be easily fixed. I just haven't had a chance to do it. But again, interior is just absolutely breathtaking when it comes to this old car. So now what we're going to do is head over to the front compartment. So one of the cool things about the front compartment is you do have your latch down here. You pop it up and you have your hood. We'll open it up and take a look how clean this trunk compartment is, which is again is in the front of the car. You have the original spare. These did not come with the car, I just put those in here, but the original spare, which has never been driven, as you can tell, still has all of its tread left. All of the black on the interior is clean, minus a couple of leaves and things of that sort. The original jack, the original pop-up lights, fan motor, and of course the inside, the hood, as you can tell, is in great shape. I mean, the fact that this car, when you look at even the wiring, is as good as it is just something that is really hard to even believe. Trying to give you a really good close-up just to really show you the shape that everything is in. They did put an alarm system which has been disconnected, so I'm going to remove that eventually and get something new. That's about the only thing in the car that's not original. All right, now let's head on to the trunk. All right, so here is the original 4-cylinder motor. Still has the distributor caps and of course the carburetor. This does need to be polished up and cleaned. I am going to paint this eventually, but you know, the fact that everything is still intact. I have done a couple of things to it. I have changed out the spark plugs, which you can see right here. I put in a new distributor cap, which is right there. I have also put in a new alternator, which is down there. It does have dual belts. And then other than that, a new air filter, and also I have changed out myself the new fuel filter. And the reason why I say this myself, because I am not a mechanically inclined guy, but I was able to do all of this relatively easy. I will say that the alternator was a little hard to get to because you do have to loosen up this motor mount right here, and you also have to get underneath the car to get to one of the bolts. But once I figured out wherever the bolts were going to be and had to be removed, it was pretty simple. The car, in terms of the way it runs, is not too bad. I'll get to that in a second. I do have some stuff in my car. I'm a school teacher, so I have my bag, but you know, the compartment is not anything to write home to mom about, but it does give you enough room to put things like a small suitcase, duffel bag, whatever, in the back. Did also put a new battery, by the way, and of course you have your two air vents there, lights work, and everything else. So let's get back, shut this. All right, so now I'm gonna give you a cold start up. It's right now about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't driven the car yet today, so we are gonna give it a start here. Oh, turn the radio down a little bit. Here we go. As you can see, starts right up on the first time. Runs pretty good. Now, I do believe that I'm gonna end up having to get a crank sensor replaced in this car, because one of the things that I've noticed is that after I drive it for a while, it's kind of hard to start after it's been driving for a while and the car has to sit a little bit. And so I've done some research online. It looks like it's a crankshaft sensor, which the hardest part is going to be finding out where that is in the car and how hard it is to get to, because again, as I said, I'm not mechanically inclined. But you know, here it is, the car running. All right, so here you are. I have my doors open, that's why that red light's lit up. It runs cool. The RPMs, as you can tell, are, you know, running well. Sounds good. We'll go to the back of the car so you can hear it. I would like to get some better tailpipes on it. Air condition, again, ice cold. It cools off pretty quick. Now I'm gonna turn that sound down, and then of course it's got the original radio. I don't want to put too many music selections on, because I don't want to get in trouble for copyright infringement. But as I said, sounds and looks good. All right, so if you are a fan of the Fiero, and if you are a person like myself who doesn't have a lot of money to purchase cars, to me, a used Fiero is something to highly consider. Now, here is the great part about this car. How much did I end up buying this car for, and how much have I invested in this car so far? I purchased this car for only $3,000 off of the internet. I did some research, finally found this one in Contanning, Pennsylvania, and I was able to pick it up for $3,000. That's the asking price the guy was going for. I paid full price. To me, the car in the shape that it was in, I wasn't gonna try to lowball the guy and be rude and try to fight with him. I did have to pay $800 to have it shipped to New Orleans, which really wasn't that bad. It took about 2 weeks to get here once they lined up the shipping company. And so far, other than the battery, the alternator, distributor cap, things of that sort, I probably put in about $400 worth of things that did not need to be replaced, but I did them anyway because they were the original parts and I didn't want to get stranded somewhere. So I think all in all, I'm in this car for roughly $4,200. And for a car that only has 38,000 original miles, I don't think you can beat it. So I'm pretty happy with this purchase. And now I'm gonna kind of go over some things that I like to do on the car. All right, so as I mentioned, some of the things I like to do on the car is, first off, I'd like to get the original rims. Not that these look bad, but they're just not the original. I also would like to paint the calipers red. I think that would look nice, stand out. When I get new tires, I want to get the tires with the white writing sport look to them. So I'll have that done as well. These tires are relatively cheap. They're only 14-inch tires, so that shouldn't really be that big of an expense. I am going to keep the luggage rack. I thought about changing that and putting the original spoiler, but I'm not. I'm also going to have the Pontiac writing here painted black, or I believe they sell some decals that will turn that black, just so it stands out a little bit more. But that is it. I'm not going to change the car. I don't want to take away from the original aesthetics of the car. I want to keep it true to what it is. So, you know, that's going to be it. All right, so I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, I think I've given you a pretty good in-depth look at the car after 2.5, 3 months of ownership, the shape that it's in, as much as I know about the Fiero brand. I'm not an expert. I'm not a car guy. As I said, I'm a school teacher. You know, I'm not one that can give you all the ins and outs of the motor and the size and the crank and all that kind of stuff. I'm just a guy that likes, you know, nostalgic things, and this is one of them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my time with you. If you did, please hit the like button and hit the subscription button. I do other types of videos, but this is a video that series I'm gonna try to keep up, and that is, you know, keeping up with the car and things that I do with it and things that I plan on doing with it. And if you like the type of stuff, again, follow me. And if you like some other kind of crazy, goofy videos just to make you smile, again, check out my videos. And with that, I hope you guys have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Hope 2021 brings you some good fortunes and blessings. And I'll see you later.